Bitcoin. We've all heard it called digital gold, right? But what if its real message, its core philosophy, is something way more revolutionary? Today, we're diving into the source material to really unpack that vision, a radical idea about financial freedom. For years, you've had the heavy hitters of traditional finance as Bitcoin's biggest critics. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, has not minced words. He's called it everything from a fraud to just plain worthless. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite all that public criticism, JP Morgan has been quietly pouring millions into blockchain tech for years. So what gives? To really get what's going on here, we have to go back to why Bitcoin was even created in the first place. All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the broken system that kind of sparked this whole thing. Then, we'll get into how Bitcoin came in as an answer. We'll even see how it's already changing lives, for real, before we talk about what this could all mean for the future. You see, the story of Bitcoin, as our source material lays it out, doesn't start with lines of code. Nope, it starts with a total crisis of trust in our entire financial system. The 2008 financial crisis was a global earthquake. While banks that were considered too big to fail got these enormous government bailouts, regular people, they lost their life savings. So when Bitcoin just appears on the scene on January 3rd, 2009, the source argues that was no accident. It was a direct response to that systemic failure, and it planted the seeds for movements like Occupy Wall Street that would follow. So, right out of that crisis, an answer was born. Bitcoin wasn't just supposed to be another asset you could buy. It was a whole new blueprint, a radical one, designed to fix the very problem people were protesting, this idea of centralized control. And this is the fundamental difference, right here. The old system is centralized. It's controlled by big banks and governments. You need their permission to play. Bitcoin's vision was a decentralized network, a financial system, as the source calls it, run by the people for the people. All you need to join is an internet connection. And this brings us to this really powerful concept, self-sovereignty. It's the idea that you, and only you, are in complete control of your own money. Just think of your digital wallet like a personal bank vault that no one can freeze, no one can seize. It's yours, and it goes with you wherever you go in the world. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work in the real world? Well, let's take a look at a place where, as the source says, necessity is the mother of adoption, and see this thing in action. In the Philippines, the traditional banking system just leaves a massive part of the population behind. More than half of all adults there don't even have a bank account. For them, simple financial services are basically out of reach. And this is exactly where blockchain technology is making a real difference. It gives banking access to people who never had it. It gives overseas workers a super fast, cheap way to send money back home to their families. During the pandemic, it even opened up totally new ways for people to earn an income. So for millions there, this isn't some abstract investment. It's a practical, everyday tool for empowerment. This whole philosophy of a user-controlled financial system, it's grown way beyond just Bitcoin. It's really turning into a much bigger movement. Take the Ethereum Foundation, for instance. They are going all in on what's called decentralized finance, or DeFi. And that's basically the idea of rebuilding the entire financial system from the ground up, but without any of the middlemen. They're putting their weight behind projects that literally couldn't exist in the old centralized world. And their priorities really tell the story: open source, permissionless, secure, private. But look at that last one, self-custodial. That word is key. It echoes Bitcoin's original message, you see. It all comes back to a system where you, and only you, are in charge of your assets. Okay, this brings us to our final section. And here, the source article by Dr. Merav Ozer delivers a very direct and pretty challenging message to a generation that's facing its own unique set of economic problems. So many young people today are dealing with job insecurity, financial stress, the feeling that your money just buys less and less every year. The author argues that these are all just symptoms of that same centralized system that Bitcoin was designed to challenge. And then the source offers this pretty provocative argument. It suggests that looking to that same system or to more government programs for answers is actually counterproductive, because they might be part of the problem. Instead, the author frames Bitcoin's true message as one of self-emancipation. The idea isn't to sit around and wait for the system to save you. It's that these new, open financial tools are here, right now. You can use them to build your own financial sovereignty and take control of your own future. And that leaves us all with a really powerful question, doesn't it? Are we on the verge of a fundamental shift in how we think about money, moving from institutional control to individual empowerment? The tools for that change are here, but whether we choose to use them? Well, that's the question that's going to define what comes next.